So this afternoon, our investigators from our auto theft unit were conducting, online research and found this turns out to be an illegitimate car dealership selling vehicles at a very low price, like unbelievably low prices, which wouldn't be a bad thing normally, but these were so low that it was just it was very suspicious. So the investigator got in contact with the DMV. Between the DMV and the sheriff's office, we came and conducted an inspection on the documents of this dealership, and found that not only is it an unlicensed dealership, that some of the documents that they found appeared to be altered, tampered with, illegally, of course. So for right now, we have not made any arrests, but we have seized 8 vehicles from here, one of which is a Porsche that was being sold at a really low price. While they were here additionally, and I'll have to pause it a little bit because of the ambulance, but while they were here additionally, a gentleman approached that said he had bought a vehicle from here a while back, and they still have not given him the title paperwork, and he's not able to register the vehicle. So at this point, we don't believe that any of these vehicles are stolen. What we believe is that they're improperly transferring these vehicles. And why that's a problem for the general public is it puts you at risk of buying a vehicle that you can't ever register, you can't ever get a title on it. So in other words, you'll never be able to drive it legally in the state of Texas. And so for now, seizing those vehicles is lessening the chances that these guys may victimize somebody.
They're not stolen, right? Correct?
Well, it's possible some of them may be, but at present, they're not showing to be stolen. It's possible that these things may be salvage vehicles that were wrecked because, like, for example, the Porsche that was being sold dirt cheap, the investigator noted that underneath there's a bunch of fluid where there's like oil leaks and stuff. It's possible that vehicle's been wrecked or damaged somehow, and so they're hoping to unload it and sell it to somebody really quick. And then many times when these fly-by-night businesses do that, by the time you turn and realize you bought a piece of junk, you come back, the business is shuttered up and gone. And so again, it just puts everybody at risk. The advice here is to just make sure that you're doing business with people that are reputable. In any instance, it's always buyer beware. That's why you want to make sure that you're buying from a reputable dealer. And the lowest price isn't always the best deal.
Do you think there's a lot more businesses like this in town?
I mean, look, not only are there probably businesses like this that are illegally operating in town, there's probably also fraudulent individuals that may be selling you a vehicle, letting you think that you're getting a really good price. But again, in reality, a low price doesn't always equal a good value. You may be getting ripped off.
And have you noticed anything like on Facebook Marketplace? I know that's another place that a lot of people...
Well, that's where I believe that these investigators found this, was on one of the online marketplaces. And, again, it's one of the things that they watch for is this price too good to be true? B, does this business even have the right to be able to be selling things? And then, C, is there paperwork of the stuff? In all 3 of those instances, the answer was no.
And for someone that sees such a good price on vehicles, do you think that they should, if they don't know much about vehicles, reach out to friends or family to go inspect vehicles?
I mean, look, you should always do your research on vehicles, and unfortunately, there's way too many folks that, like myself, I don't know much about cars, right? But that's why I don't ever buy used cars, because I don't know what I'm looking at, and I know what my limitations are. So I may pay a little bit more at the onset, but I know that what I'm getting is a decent car, and it's got guarantees in place. Again, I get that people are on a budget. I get that everybody wants a bargain, but unfortunately, what our moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas have always told us, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. It certainly applies in this instance.
I'm good.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Cool shoes.
Thank you.
Sambas?
Yes.
Oh, bad. Nice.
And actually, if I could get sound from about the other
Oh, sure.
presser just really quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you were a little further away from me,
Okay.
so yeah. You can just go ahead, whatever.
Okay, so this afternoon, our homicide investigators, made an arrest of a 30-year-old male. And this stems from a crash that happened last Thursday, about 9:30 p.m. at the intersection of Ben Zingelman and Woodlake Parkway. The suspect in this case ran a red light and struck another vehicle. Now, we believe that at the time of that crash, that suspect was intoxicated. So on that evening in particular, he was booked for DWI. Since then, the other driver of the other vehicle was a pregnant lady that unfortunately lost the baby. as a result of her own injuries and injuries on the baby, on the unborn baby. So at this point, he's been placed under arrest for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But it is highly likely that if his intoxilizer results come back and he shows to be above that legal limit, we may additionally add a charge of intoxication manslaughter for the death of the baby. Okay, thank you,
sir.
Appreciate it.